7:35. Let me get the volume readjusted here. Do a little engineering. There we go.
You're not going to get paid anymore for doing engineering now. Check's going to be the same.
Rats. Debbie's here from Kindeness Incorporated. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, good to have you. What's going on?
Well, the Eagles at Midway is sponsoring a hog roast for us. It's their 8th year to do this for Kindeness. It's on October the 3rd from 12 to 4. Tickets are $10 each. Pulled pork, potato salad, baked beans, rolls, coleslaw.
Suffer.
Should there be desserts of some sort?
Desserts are furnished by the volunteers and Friends of Kindness.
There you go.
So lots of homemade desserts.
Perfect.
Last year we had 3 6-foot tables full of desserts.
Wow.
And the Eagles are cooking like 600 pounds of pork.
Jeeps.
Yeah, a lot of pork.
600 pounds.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Some big old sows there.
Wow. Wow.
So, and so that's one of your main fundraisers?
Yes, it is. Like I
year?
said, the Eagles has done this for us for about 8 years now.
Great.
So it's a wonderful fundraiser for us.
And we have people that are new to the area all the time, you know, because that's my job, is to
bring people
them in,
yeah.
take them out. It goes both ways. And maybe you could go over what Kindeness does so that people know why they want to go there and support you.
Sure. We're a nonprofit organization that started right here in Mountain Home in 1997. We provide transportation for elderly and disabled adults in Baxter and Marion County. Now, what's unique about our organization is the transportation is provided by our volunteers. So it's a one-on-one service. The client will call into the office, give us their appointments, and we assign a volunteer to them, and they pick them up, take them to their appointments, and they can have up to 3 stops, in one trip.
Okay. So you're going to go to the doctor, you can stop at Walgreens, and you can stop. Okay.
Yeah. Because, most of the time when you go to the doctor, you've got prescriptions. So that's figured in with it. But you also need groceries or, household goods.
Yeah.
So that you can stay at home and live independently.
How many volunteers you got now?
Right now we have 65 to 70.
Oh, my goodness.
Well,
wow.
That's a little deceiving because they're volunteers. When they want to go someplace, we can't tell them no.
Yeah, this isn't Uber.
So most of the time we average probably 40 trips a week. So
that's a lot of that, but that's a lot of motion.
Yes, it is. It is. And we also have some volunteers that are handymen. They'll go in and do light repairs around the house, even just change the light bulb, if that's what they need. We install handrails and grab bars in the bathrooms. And we have one gentleman that builds handicap ramps.
Great.
And yes,
wow.
He is wonderful. And we have installed several ramps.
That's great.
Yeah. Now, last year, our volunteers drove over 43,000 miles.
Wow.
Yeah. With that personal touch. I mean, and that's really a big part of it. Well, you know who your client is. You know their likes, their dislikes,
Right. We do.
Does the same client get the same driver?
Most of the time they do.
Because I bet there's some good friendships that generate.
Yes. Yeah. There is. In fact, one of our longtime volunteers, she started with us originally back in 97. She recently left the state to go live with her family, but she had clients that she has taken for years. And then we have some volunteers that are clients now. So it's come full circle.
And it does. It does.
Yes. Yeah. And they're just paying it forward right now. But it's amazing when I start looking at the statistics and everything, what our volunteers do.
Yeah. That's just such a great. Now that's true charity. And when I talk about quality of life, that is quality of life, where you will do something like that to get people where they need to be, take your time, your gas, and then you guys are able to help somewhat with reimbursements, but
Yes.
it's still...
We do offer reimbursement, but 97% of our volunteers do not ask for it.
Yeah.
They consider the use of their vehicle and their gas and their time as their donation to Kindeness.
Yeah.
And of course, we can give them forms at the end of the year, stating exactly how much.
Yeah, to help with your taxes or whatever.
Right,
Yeah,
right. We can. And that's where I get the statistics of,
that's
how
how
much
you know
they've
how much
driven.
they've driven. There you go.
How many hours they've put in. And,
Wow.
Yeah, it was over 4,000 hours last year, too.
It's a lot of volunteer hours, but that's good.
Yes, it is.
That's the heartbeat of a community right there.
Yes, it is.
Our community is wonderful here. Since I've been in this position, I've talked and gotten to know several other heads of other organizations
The
in the
charitable
area.
groups that are together.
And, we share a lot of the same volunteers, but it seems like you've got this bunch over here that likes one will like us, one will like another one, So our community is wonderful when it comes to volunteering. It's amazing.
It's amazing the amount of work that gets done.
Yes,
here.
it is.
Bridge Bash tomorrow, taking care of a segment there. You
Right.
guys, the different female shelters, the different male shelters, the hospital people,
Yes.
the library people.
Yes.
The volunteerism is amazing.
It
really
definitely
And
is.
that's what is, what
What if-
makes us what we are.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. What if there's somebody out there that says that's looking for something to do? What's the procedure to get into Kindeness to become a volunteer?
Well, the first step is just stop by the office or give us a call. We do have an orientation that we like for our volunteers to go through. We do keep up with the volunteers' driver's license and insurance, just for our records.
For your own protection, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And, we just remind them when we need a copy of everything. And basically, it's just come by the office and we'll get you signed up.
Okay, grab a piece of paper and a pencil, all of you within the sound of my voice, because she's going to tell you where the office is, because you're supposed to know that by
Yes,
osmosis. You're just supposed to know where it is.
Well, I was fixing to tell you, and you started. It's 942 Coley Drive.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
sure,
Oh,
right
yeah.
over by there.
Yeah.
Right over
and
by-
the phone number is
425-6475.
okay. And if there's nobody answering, you can leave a voicemail,
Yes, you can.
and they will get back to you, and they will help you get on board as a volunteer with Kindeness. Mm-hmm. You can make yourself feel better as well as those that you help.
Definitely.
You remember the old days where you go down here a piece and turn left out
Oh,
by the big oak tree?
Dude, I get what's down by the old Smith farm. Of course, Smith died in 1948, but I was supposed to know that.
Well, that's how I still get around.
Yeah.
But as
You
I
still
say,
use the term West Road?
Yes.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I use them.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what it is.
You've lived here long
because what
enough.
the addresses are West Road. That's what
Yeah,
they are.
it's West Road.
But people
Forget
come
about
here all
Highway
the time,
178.
and we're guilty of that. And I get
Yes,
little
we are.
notes from above saying, "How is somebody supposed to know where that is?" But we need to. That's why I brought that up.
I
That
know,
people need to
I
know.
I was once asked by a person how to get from Mountain Home to Hot Springs, but not use highway numbers.
Well, you go through such and such town and such town.
You go to Google Earth and you put it in your phone, and it'll tell you. She'll tell you where to go.
So with that's coming up on the 3rd of October.
October 3rd.
Week from Saturday.
Yes, week from Saturday. We will have a booth at Bridge Bash. I'll be out there all day. We'll have some tickets out there if anybody wants to stop by and pick tickets up. We've got them at the office. We've got them at the Chamber of Commerce and, of course, the Eagles. And you can get them at the door the day of. So
600 pounds of pork.
Wow, it's a lot of pulling, brother.
that's what I was told. They were
That's a
doing
lot of
it.
pulling.
Yes, it is.
Boy, I hope the wind's out of the northwest that day, aimed towards my house. It's going to smell good in Midway. My goodness.
And you'll have flyers, obviously, at the booth explaining
Yes.
what you do and how you do it. And
Yes, we will. All kinds of flyers. Of course, we're always looking for volunteers, donations. We're a nonprofit.
We need to talk about money a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are a nonprofit organization, and we exist on donations from individuals, churches, other civic groups are very generous to us, and fundraisers. That's how we stay open.
And you guys have another event come up after the pig roast in November. You start?
Yes. Hastings allows us to come into their foyer, and we set up and do free gift wrapping for the public. This was started just as a way to get the word out about kindness, what we do, and to recruit some new volunteers, hopefully. And last year, people donated to us. It was amazing. It turned into a good fundraiser. But we wrap gifts on the Thursday and Friday after Thanksgiving, then the 5th and 12th of December.
So the week after Thanksgiving, yeah.
Just those 2 days.
Okay.
And then the next 2 Saturdays. And then beginning on the 14th, we go through Christmas Eve. And
Really?
we'll wrap gifts every day. And last year, we were swamped. I stopped by a couple of times and ended up helping wrap. So,
yeah, well,
we'll have
it's a great service.
It is. It is.
Because if you were, even if you had bought something someplace and they don't have gift wrapping, or you ended up with something online because you couldn't get it here locally, and okay, now I got this thing and I can't just give it to Susie like this. I got to wrap it up. But oh wait, I know where I can go and get it. Look all nice and pretty.
I'm after calling them. I bought my nephew a pack of screwdrivers one time, and wrapping that was kind of
And I bet they get some unusual things to wrap, some unusual shapes and sizes.
Yes, we do. In fact, when I was wrapping one day, somebody came in with a box that I know was 4 by 2 feet.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big gift to wrap. And it was like, oh, y'all can do this, can't you? And I said, sure, put it up here and I'll get it wrapped for you.
Come in with the bowling ball and say, here. And hide it so they can't tell what it is.
Hey, we've had basketballs.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I stand corrected. Thank you, Roger Dulce, for this message. You go down yonder a piece.
Oh, there you go.
Down yonder. Thanks, Roger.
Yes.
We need to take a break. Be right back. 7:50. Close out the show with Debbie from Kindness. And Bob's at mic number 2.
We're talking about all the things that are going on. This is a pretty big deal, actually, next week.
Yes, it is. At the Hog Roast, we have 2 bands that's going to be playing all day, Rio and Ted Hobbs and Friends. So there'll be music the whole 4 hours that we're there. There's also chances drawing. We'll be selling tickets.
Raffle tickets?
Raffle tickets. And one of the prizes is a flat screen high-def TV.
There you go.
This is our 3rd year to have a big TV there.
Great.
So
great.
We're excited about that.
A lot going on there.
Yes.
Be food.
Lots of food. Lots of food. And if you don't have time to stay and enjoy the music and visit with friends, you can come in and get a takeout.
Get a takeout, or if you got the neighbors next door, and she's maybe. You want to do something nice for her or him, as the case may be. You can bring them a little rotor and hook somebody else up, which would be another a charity for the charity.
It would. That would be cool.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Yep,
a lot of activities. Recap real quick: the need for volunteers and the need for extra funding to come in. We get new people in all the time, but they're selling houses hand over fist. Come join the fun, folks.
Yeah. Kindness Incorporated is a nonprofit organization started here in Mountain Home in 1997. We provide transportation for elderly and disabled adults in Baxter and Marion County. The transportation is done by our volunteers. If it wasn't for them, we could not do what we do. And we need volunteers for all kinds of things, not just transportation. They could help in the office. They can help with the fundraisers, the gift wrapping that starts
we're talking
in
about you have people that's what they do. They come to wrap.
Yes, they come and wrap gifts for us every year. It's wonderful.
That's great.
Yeah. And since we are a nonprofit, we exist with donations. Just from the public.
No federal or state dollars at all?
No federal, no state dollars.
So you're standalone
nonprofit.
Wow. Yeah, and it kind of goes with what I tell people all the time. People go, oh, small town, what am I going to do there? And I tell people, you're going to be as busy as you want to be.
Exactly, they can be.
You can go from sun up to sundown if you want. I mean, there's a lot to do here. There's some great work that gets done
There is. One thing about our volunteers, and I always try to mention this, our volunteer coordinator is very protective of our volunteers. They tell us what days of the week they can work, even the hours that they want to, if it's morning or afternoon.
Sure.
So it's not like we're going to have them going 5 days a week, 8 hours a day.
Get going, get out there.
So you could reserve Monday morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Exactly. And that's
what you do.
So it's not like Danny DeVito in Taxi telling him to get out there and
No.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, people need to.
It's a little bit more personal.
There we go. Okay. But it's not an Uber either, where they could people can just call up and say, "Hey, come get me and take me."
We are not a taxi service.
There you go.
That's for sure. We do ask that the clients call in at least 3 days. We prefer a week before.
Sure, you got to be able to schedule these things.
Right. Right. So,
how about a little bit of fun? We lost Yogi Berra, the famous baseball player.
We did.
I love his quotes. Have you read some of these? Baseball is 90% mental. The other half is physical.
That's right.
And nickel ain't worth a dime anymore. You better cut the pizza in 4. I have to give this to Rick Mines at Nemus. You better cut the pizza in 4 slices. I'm not hungry enough to eat 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It ain't over till it's over.
It ain't over till we made too many wrong mistakes. And always go to other people's funerals. Otherwise, they won't come to yours.
When they read it the other day, and I busted out laughing. It was like, "What are you laughing at?" I tell them
it's deja vu all over again.
Yeah, I use that a lot.
This is a good one. You can observe a lot by watching.
Okay.
But when you get to the fork in the road, take it.
And where was Yogi Berra born? St. Louis. He was a famous Yankee, but he was born in St. Louis. Yeah, going to miss Yogi Berra. Yeah, a lot of great talent there. Real quick, Kindness Incorporated, Debbie's here. We need volunteers, and we need folks to come out and support the Hog Roast at Eagles on the 3rd.
October 3rd.
Yep.
Noon to 4.
And you can take it to go. Whatever's easiest for you. The music and raffles and everything else.
All kinds of things
Great
going.
event.
Stop by our office at 942 Coley Drive. Give us a call at 425-6475.
Stop by Bridge Bash. They'll have a tent down there. Bridge Bash, big event tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
Kindness Incorporated relies on financial contributions from our people. Nobody else. It's a standalone 501c3.
Yeah.
Yes,
Join the fun. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Real Estate, 405-0793.
Yes, sir.
RetiredToArkansas.net.
That'll do it. We will be able to help you in whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether you're buying, selling, thinking about listing. We can give you the help that you need.
That wraps it up.
Yes, sir.
See you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.